Okay, well, with Jeunesse now 100%ed with lots of pain in the process, let's go to this, the settlement. Essay on how Ubisoft games are always perfect, something glitches in games always perfect. I don't need to do an essay on freaking Ubisoft games glitchiness. We have a funny moments compilation for each of the Assassin's Creed games in this series so far. Every single AC game that we've gone through in this journey to do every AC game in order has gotten its own dedicated video of like a funny moments compilation on YouTube. And that, I feel like that speaks for itself. And thinking about that, with AC Rogue dwindling to a close, I'm gonna have to pretty soon start gathering clips for Assassin's Creed Rogue for the funny moments compilation for this game. This is what I'm gonna have to do. Complete all objectives to capture the settlement. Will do. It's good to live there. That's how it's pronounced in reality. There's someone who's French may try to convince you otherwise, but they're wrong. They're wrong. They're just screwing with you, trying to mess you up by getting you to say something that isn't. So take my word for it, or else you're wrong. Boop. Squizzy coming through. Killed both executioners, huh? Okay, well, I need 2 bullets, so I reload my pistol. Sweet. Oop. No! Ah, darn you! Dang, I just gotta take out this other dude and then they surrender. I was about to shoot before the other guy interrupted me. Was the thing. So rudely interrupted me. Stay. Okay, just need to take out this guy. Take him out. Time to die. And now everybody else just surrenders. Yep. Mid-counter, this guy surrenders. Yeah, this is our settlement now. Garen voice, you are my child now. Except you are my town. You are now my settlement. Yes, that guy's running. He's got places to be. Oh, metal. Only 40 though. I need 1,000. I need a little bit over 1,000 to 100% this game. So if I do want to do it this session, which I don't know if it'll be this session or if there's gonna be one more session after. It could be this session. It could well be. But that means that I need 1,000 metal this session. 1,050 to be precise. We need 1,050 metal to win. That's when we win. Are you winning, son? That's when we'll be winning. Is when we have 1,050 metal. There's still, I think, 2 blueprints somewhere in the world that I don't have yet. I believe. Like, we got the elite hull. But I think that there's still 2 blueprints that I'm missing. Cut. Cut down the French flag. Ugh, fine, I guess. Well, I didn't want to fight. If I gotta fight... Oh, no, I can't just cut it. Wait. Dang, why do I keep thinking that's like a skip button? Stop. I get it. I get it. That guy back there just fired while he was reloading. Just like fired at his chin while he was reloading. That doesn't sound safe. Why am I not reloaded? I swear I was reload. What is this aiming? Well, there we go. Well, there we have it. Thanks for glitching out and shooting that guy in the head. We appreciate it. No problem, friendo. Anytime. It's a Ubisoft game. I'll glitch out and shoot that guy anytime. Don't worry about it. Falcon! I was hoping I'd do a Falcon punch. That was a Falcon chokeout. Wasn't expecting that. But, alright, up we go. Up we go here. There can't be a massive ton of viewpoints left. Like, we've got to be in, like, the last few left in the world at this point. This is what we've got to be. Weird. Alright, camera off in case I use it for a thumbnail. Who's shooting down there? And who was doing the heebie-jeebies? Saying the Irish gibberish down there, or whatever the heck. I don't know. Let's see. There's across the river thing there. I guess to another area that we've already been to, though. This victory is brute, but God favors us. The water's cold. The water gods do not favor me, though. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is a bootyful game to be running on the Switch. Like, people will keep on looking at things like Legends Arceus and be like, oh, but the Switch isn't capable of, like, really good graphics. But it's like, no, the Switch is, if you actually take the time to optimize it. This is a beautiful looking game to be running on the Switch. And a good time. Again, would highly recommend the Rebel Collection to anybody that has a Switch and loves open world exploration. I don't know if I'd recommend the new Assassin's Creed games because I haven't played them yet. But I would definitely highly recommend the Rebel Collection to any fans of open world exploration for sure. The heck do I get over there? I have to go all the way across here? It looks like I do. It seems like this is my route to go across here. As fate would have it. This is the way we must go. I figured out the route. So, how much do we have left to, like, the world in general, anyway? Like, there's this area here, that area there. Some more Misk stuff in the open. And then I think we're basically done. Oh, there's a few things there that I left as well. So I'll have a few areas there. But then, from there, it's literally just, like, collect metal, do the legendary ships, get the last of the upgrades for Shay, I suppose. Which means we might have to do, like, some dedicated sea hunting. Oh, we have to get all the freaking treasure chests as well. That's what we'd have to do. Speaking of. Let's see here. Where are we at? Wombo combo. Where are you at? Let's just say 500 minus 200. River Valley. Approximately. 500 minus 200. Probably this. 574 minus 285. 574 minus 285. Wait. No, that's over here. I'll keep it equipped anyway so that we can see it when we go over there. The next area that I guess this is connected to. I suppose. Oh, and there's a warehouse over there that I never got. We have a bit more than I quite realized. The duelists will have a decent bit, which means longer cosplay shenanigans for us, I suppose. More of that. Maybe it really will be over the course of another session after this, after all. Mayhap it will be. Alright, we see the thing. We got a little bit of the story. We've got to be pretty close to getting that story now. Yeah, there's just 3 more. Just 3 more of those to go. So yeah, let's get another letter that we, that Shay will put in his armpit, as he does with every letter he gets. And we'll read it. Maybe we'll take our time reading this one, unlike the last few, since we were kind of rushing through them and such. Did I just see a prompt for something? Dig! Well, there must have been a map that led to here. Without me even realizing it. Because I didn't go through the rest of my maps to see the one here. I saw the one that was to our adjacent area. I was like, you know what? Let's hold on to that one. So we just randomly ran past the thing. I almost didn't go back. I only saw it out of like the corner of my eye. I was like, that wasn't a prompt for something, was it? And it was. So I'm really glad we went back. That'll save me some time. That's pretty cool. Yeah, put that in his armpit. Neat. Well, let's see here. The Stalwart. What have we here? Master Achilles, your Aquila might be the most beautiful ship I've ever seen. Such a nimble thing, darting back and forth like a needle. Made my Stalwart look like a 3-legged cow, but she is a 3-legged cow that still floats thanks to your timely intervention. You saved my salty skin, but what's more, you saved my most excellent crew. Should I make 10 fortunes, I could never repay you for that. And so I will be very honored indeed to help prepare a shipping route between the colonies and your people in Europe. I will even make the trips myself, should the opportunity present itself. Have your man Chevalier de la Ventura, whatever the hell. I know it was pronounced earlier this game, but I can't do it. Contact me when he is ready, and we will... Verandry, or something like that it was pronounced, and we'll get to work straight away. One question remains. Are you always so serious? You are like an old man, you are. Kind regards, Robert Faulkner, Halifax. Neat. Well, what are we going after next? More collectibles. And what can I even be rambling about from here? Because, like, I've done all my rambling that, you know, I could get through for this, essentially. as we go around and collect things. And I need to have like dedicated things to talk about. Make it more entertaining while we're going and collecting the things, you know? So I'm almost tempted to like wrap it up soon-ish. Just so that by the time we continue with this next time, I'll have more new stuff to talk about that's been going on lately. I guess there's like university stuff that's started up. Not been starting year 5 of university. It turns out that my in-person classes have the option to be in-person or online, so I can spend some days from home if I want to. So I spent today from home, for example, because my goodness, my sleep has been all weird. Because this weekend, it was a long weekend this past weekend. It was the Labor Day weekend. Anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact is gonna be like, what the heck, that was forever ago. Because daily upload schedule, and we're so ahead of the game when it comes to doing stuff here. So this will be uploaded like a month from now. But at the time of streaming this, it was Labor Day weekend this past weekend, so Monday was a day off. So it was a long weekend. And those binders over there, there was a whole issue with scores with those that I needed to correct throughout the entire database and throughout like all the patients there, because the person that added them together added them up incorrectly was the thing. So I had to go through every single binder and every participant of the study and those binders, correcting their scores for a thingamabob. And it was a lot of work to go through. And I was like, and I know that my boss told me that she wanted to like publish the data on that like soonish a couple weeks ago. So I was like, okay, it's a 3-day weekend. I can get through it that weekend. No, not quite. It wound up going out to the family's lake cabin to help out with some stuff over there for that one weekend. Where's the exit? Is it just this door over here? None of the doors are lighting up. Why are none of the doors lighting up like it's the exit? What the hell? Tell me I'm stuck in here. Oh, there we go, jeez. So went out there for just like one night. So was out there for 2 days total, which included the days that we were arriving there and leaving there. Doing a whole bunch of work, wrapping things up for the summer. There was a big kind of event going down at the lakefront for the whole village. Considering, you know, it was a long weekend celebration kind of thing, and also there couldn't have been anything in person for a good while. It's only recently with like regulations easing up and most people being fully immunized by now that we were able to have some stuff going. There was a big dinner that happened out there. One of the friends of the family, there was one of the chefs that was working on that. I still have some leftovers from that. There was like a bunch of leftovers after, so I still have like leftover pierogies and sausage in my fridge in the other room there that I'll probably be eating after the stream is done, honestly. But it was pretty good. So that went on for a couple days, and I managed to do like a little bit of that data management work after I was back on the one day. And then the day after that is the day of, so the Monday, the Labor Day, is the story that I was telling earlier about going over to my aunt's and uncle's place and wishing happy birthday to my little cousin, was the thing. So, and it was meant to be like a short visit, was the thing. We were just meant to like stop over, say hi, say happy birthday, and like go back home again. But then that said short visit turned into like actually having dinner and spending the evening there. What you want? Get out of here. So, only wound up getting home like maybe around like 10 p.m.-ish or something like that. And I still barely scratched the surface of getting that stuff done. When I had specifically told my boss in an email, like, I can have this done. Like, I'll have this done by the end of this weekend. And when I tell somebody that I'll have something done by like a certain time, like I cannot stand not having that done when I went out of my way to tell them I'll have it done by X date. So on Monday, I kind of wound up staying up past 6 a.m. going through every one of those binders, correcting the scores for every single participant in the entire study. Wow. Which is probably a couple hundred. It was one heck of a night, honestly, that Monday night. So, it's currently Wednesday, the time of streaming this. It's 2 days later. And that's the reason why I stayed home from university today and just did it online. Which, thank goodness, there's the option. Because I have been, like, in recovery mode since then. I think I'm recovered now. And, I'm really glad that that stuff is done there. Because, like, sometimes stuff happens in life that you don't account for. Like, that's what happened in the weekend, where I thought I was going to have time, and then it turns out I was busy. But, still, when I tell someone I'll have X thing done by then, and I don't have it done by then, I feel like the biggest piece of crap that's, as far as said person knows, I just like procrastinate, put off their work and coming up with excuses. That's probably not the way that people look at me when I don't get things on time. But I've always had a bad habit of dwelling too much on, you know, thinking about how other people think of me, and I will go to crazy extents to make sure that I don't disappoint anyone, essentially. So that was my Monday. So now I'm not touching those binders until at least next week, because I'm in a state after that, to say the least. So I sent an email to my boss being like, okay, well, that's all done, but with a whole bunch of stuff going on with, like, family stuff and stuff with my other job. I just called it my other job when what I meant was streaming. With catching up on some stuff with that. I can resume on the work starting like next week, but I just need this week to like catch up on other things. That's what I need. Well, I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Go ahead and do that. And you know, the work that you did was great. Good job. And stuff. Oh my goodness, that one is high. So all's well that ends well. Even if I had to like kind of destroy my sleep a little bit for it. And I've been having like troubled sleep for the past couple days, and I wonder if it's because of that. Yo, last night, like, I think about stream stuff a whole lot, and even like upcoming stream stuff a whole bunch. So with Tales of Arise coming out tomorrow, I for whatever reason couldn't stop being in like a state of like half awake, half asleep. That wasn't like proper sleep. I wasn't getting proper rest. Of just like this weird like half dream that I was already streaming Tales of Arise. I was just stuck in like this weird time loop where I wouldn't stop doing the same thing over and over again. That was probably near the beginning of the game. Like, the game's not out yet. I don't know what the beginning of the game looks like, but it was whatever my mind thought that it looked like. And I was just stuck in this like weird time loop, like in this dream, essentially. I'll go get that because that's what my map is currently equipped to, I guess. So I was just like half asleep, half awake in this time loop where I was playing this opening bit of what my mind thought must have been like an opening bit of Tales of Arise. And it was weird. And I could not sleep like this. So eventually, like sometimes if I can't sleep, having something like really cold can like get me chilled and freaking make me want to be like snug under blankets and help me sleep better. Oh, Dreamy is charming as Naomi. Do you worry about like snoring or anything like that? I know that I don't snore, but both my parents do. Which isn't a problem here, where it's like there's a floor of difference. But out in the lake cabin, where they're in the room just on the other side of me, I literally cannot sleep out there past the two of them snoring back and forth without end. But if I have something cold to eat, it'll sometimes help chill me. And like, what the heck is going on? The textures were bugged to hell out here for a hot second. That's weird. They were like blue. They were like blue, like Blu-ray. Look at this. Is this a place? Just in your dreams? Oh, well. Let's go this way. Templar map, which seems to link to this location. Yeah, it's the one I already have equipped, I believe. In fact, where was it? It was 574 minus 285. 574 minus 285. It's right next to the synchronization point. That's pretty convenient. It seems like. But yeah, if I have something cold, it'll help chill me, cool me down, and then I'll be like snug under blankets and like sleep really well, is the case. So sometimes I'd go out and have something like yogurt if I'm struggling to sleep. There's no yogurt in the house right now. So last night when I couldn't sleep because I couldn't stop dreaming about Tales of Arise, I went and freaking grabbed myself a bowl of ice cream, and I literally just took it to bed, and I literally just sat there and I pulled up my phone and I watched YouTube and ate ice cream. And that was what happened last night, essentially. That was what happened last night. And I did sleep a bit better after that. Like, I still had a bit of troubled sleep. It should be around here somewhere. It might be up on that ledge. I did still have kind of troubled sleep, but at least I was finally able to stop dreaming about Tales of Arise, so I was glad about that. I'm sorry, but I probably need payouts for a bunch of upgrades and things. I apologize. It's gotta be, like, right on this ledge, right? Right? Aha! I was mashing A until I found it. I was worried. I'm like, is this not the place? It was the place. Thank goodness for that. So yeah, I've been having some troubled sleep lately. I was having some troubled sleep out there because of unstoppable snoring. I had some troubled sleep on Monday because of freaking staying up until like 6:30 in the morning. Managing all those binders there that form the Jenga tower. And then I was having trouble sleeping last night. It was probably like a mix of like the previous nights. Just scared because I can't actually tell which is a dream and what's real. That's not good. Look how foggy this is. Speaking of stuff that's not the best, the weather here in the game isn't the best right now. We got some fog rolling, and it's nice looking fog. Again, this is a very nice looking game. Got a bit of a fog rolling. Ship's just chilling over there. Oh, there's another ship part over there. Maybe I'll get this first, because it's probably on like a lower level over there, most likely. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. I guess one thing I could ramble about that I was going to ramble about earlier, and then I didn't, was when it came, I didn't actually talk about like the more specifics of my visit over to my aunt and uncle, cousin, and his two kiddos place the other day. So, like I mentioned how it interfered with my my work that I was doing. I wound up staying past 6 a.m. for that. But as I was saying earlier, it had been like a long time since I had been there, a long time since seeing them. And dang, I didn't have the thing equipped. Oop, moving about. Okay, good start. So despite not being there for a long time, around Christmas time, we still just dropped by to, like, drop off gifts for the kiddos and stuff like that. And what I wound up getting, the older one, this time, was actually Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX, because he likes Pokemon, and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team was my first Pokemon game that I ever played, and Rescue Team DX is the remake of that. So, I thought it'd be really fitting if I, you know, shared with him something that was like really important to me when I was his age, you know? Except, you know, the remake of it, essentially. So I thought that'd be like a really cool and kind of meaningful thing. And, well, that works. There's a challenge done. There it is. It is done. Consider it done. And, when we were over there, he was telling me that he wasn't sure how to, like, progress in Rescue Team DX. Like, it wasn't really the kind of thing that he was used to. Not the type of game that he was used to, I guess. And wasn't sure how to progress. Looking at his save file, he only had, like, an hour in, or something like that. But, so he was asking for my help for how to progress. So, the evening there was spent with me, with us going through, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon together. As I, you know, explain mechanics of it and, like, all the things that changed from, like, the original to the new run. And me literally sharing my first Pokemon game, the remake of it, with, my little cousin there that looks up to me. I was sharing my childhood in a way. So it was a very interesting evening, just sitting there in the living room, chilling, and me essentially sharing my childhood with, like, this younger generation, my family. So it was really meaningful to me, and it seemed like he's now on the right track to knowing how to progress in Rescue Team DX. Is now like really into it now that I've like shown him the ropes and such. So he may well be properly going through the Rescue Team now, like Wholesome Harmonia. It was nice. It was a nice time. So it seems like he may be going through it properly now that he's like on the right track, the Ghost of the North, to progress through it. And I was telling him about, like, the friend rescue feature, and how, like, the game didn't have co-op, but you can rescue friends who have fainted in a dungeon, and I explained how that worked. So I told him that, you know, if he gets stuck in a dungeon, and, you know, he faints in the dungeon, that he can send me a message on Discord, and I can send my, I can boot up Rescue Team DX on my Switch, and I can go rescue him from the dungeon, is what I can do. So it is possible that, you know, the Rescue Team DX series on the channel is probably done, and I probably wouldn't be continuing that series, but it is possible that I might still play some Rescue Team DX on the side here, off stream, if I'm going out and rescuing my my little cousin from a dungeon. 1749 Achilles, the Citizen Council is pleased to inform you that the construction of your ship is complete. She was made by your finest shipbuilders in Brest. We have named her the Aquila, a constellation whose brightest star is named Altair. Is that where the name Aquila comes from? Dear Aquila, a constellation whose brightest star is named Altair. Really? Is that really the case? She awaits you and your crew. Wish you good fortune, Nicholas. Ah, I guess that's the origin of the ship name from Assassin's Creed 3. Welcome back, Guzma. Welcome back here.
To do some good work, kind sir.
Yes, let's do some good work. Let us do that. Dang it, you need more of my metal. You missed us talking about a lot of different things. You missed a bunch of, like, story time and a bunch of rambles. What you have to rescue him on floor 98 of some dungeon. If like months from now he tries to go through all the dungeons like I did, and it's like I'm stuck on floor 98 of Purity Forest, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, I'll do it, but I'm gonna go a little bit crazy if that happens. My goodness. But yeah, it was fun. I was explaining like a whole bunch of mechanics to him that, you know, no blind player would know. Like, we ran into a Kecleon shop, and I explained what it was like to rob Kecleon, essentially. And I was basically telling him, don't rob Kecleon. Like, Kecleon, is, in terms of difficulty, is basically like the true final boss of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Like, you want to recruit Kecleon? That's the true final boss of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Don't rob Kecleon until you're ready for that to be like one of the final things you do. But you very much want to rob Kecleon anyway. So at some point, I fully expect him, while I'm not around, to rob Kecleon and see for himself the pain that comes with it. I'm sure it'll happen. No better way to learn than having it happen to you. But yeah, legit thought this was DPD at first. I see a lot of memes with that. What, with rescuing people from dungeons? Stab a stab. It's a supply camp. The dog doesn't care that I just stabbed that guy. Dog's like, yep, that guy was a jerk anyway. Time to die! Wait up, stop. Ah, my nose is itchy. I'm allergic to you doing things. The dog's just following me now. How about we be Shay of the Fist? Falcon kick! Falcon kick! How about you don't do that? What? Stop! Well, how about we do this? Falcon kick! Oh, Kecleon being the final boss of Mystery Dungeon. Yeah, that checks out. It's an older meme, sir, but it checks out. Please have metal. Please have metal. That's literally the only material we need left to 100% this game. Stop! I don't need this guy. Open up the thing. What should we get? Come on, metal. 12 metal. A mere 12. I remember kids' crime doesn't pay. If you commit robbery, Mr. Kecleon will beat you to death. That's literally what happens in Mystery Dungeon. How do I get to that cave painting? And like, he saw the purple Kecleon on Pokemon Square, and he was like, "Wait, is that a shiny Kecleon?" I was like, "No, shiny Kecleon actually looks different, but it's a different coloration of Kecleon that's exclusive to Mystery Dungeon." I need this to craft things. I'm sorry. I need it. Nice Wingardium Leviosa there. Look, another thing be crafted now. Pretty sweet. So I gotta climb up there. So maybe I should hunt more of them, because it seems like it's required for a bunch of upgrades that are now available, which means I probably need to get some more. So I'll keep an eye out, I guess. So I will keep an eye out. But yeah, it was fun, you know, explaining a whole bunch of different Mystery Dungeon related mechanics and things, and going through it. But yeah, almost like Selby from the future. What? For being a meme? Or explaining mechanics? Or what have you? Yeah, it should just be in here. Should just be in here, it seems like. Alright, let's see the thingamabob. But yeah, there was a... Like, we unlocked Wigglytuff's camp corner. Look at that, it's blue now. Unlocked Wigglytuff's camp corner, and I was joking about the camps. We all love camps, and I was explaining... I told him about Wigglytuff in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2, and told him about the Grand Master of all things bad. If I fast travel here, to the same spot that I'm at right now, does that one elk respawn? But yeah. Oh, being a different color alter. But no, Celebi is just straight up shiny Celebi is the thing. Like, Purple Kecleon in Mystery Dungeon is a recolor that's exclusive to Mystery Dungeon. As opposed to Celebi, that just straight up is shiny Celebi. Is the case. So not quite like Celebi. Yeah, it seems like that one always spawns in like that place when you come here. So if this really is important for a bunch of upgrades, then this is probably like a smart thing for me to do. Yeah, look at that. Jump! Jump! Look at this, we got the system. Look at that. Yeah, speaking of explorers, you've heard Call Me Cars have been streaming it lately. I don't know who that is, I'm sorry to say. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, let's look at our crafting stuff here. See if we need to take out any more. Oh, yeah, missing ingredients there and such. But yeah, that's just what shiny Celebi looks like. Is what it is. Sure, smoke bomb pouch. We can do that. And then, missing ingredients. Let's go and craft right now. Craft. We can do that one with the narwhal. Berserk grenade efficiency. So what else needs Eastern elk? That needs 2. So I need to take out 2 more. Is how I'm interpreting this here. So I gotta take out 2 more, and then we should be good on those critters. And the Explorers DX1, the Grandmaster of all things bad in HD 60 FPS. That'd be pretty hype. Though the Switch doesn't do a lot of things at 60 FPS. I don't know if Rescue Team DX is at 60 FPS or not. When I was talking earlier this stream about the day coming that will cover Xenoblade Chronicles, another one of the reasons that I want to play it on PC is we can do it in like 1080p HD instead of 720p HD, as the original game was rendered. And we could technically do it in 60 FPS instead of 30 FPS, but in my experimentation, I found out that we should probably do 30 FPS anyway. Because my computer can usually hit 60 FPS, but sometimes it slows down to 55 or 50. Which is still like hella smooth and looks really nice, but turns out the game speed is tied to the FPS. So when I'm going through areas where the game is slowing down to like 50 FPS or 55 or things like that, then it feels like my character's running through water because the game's getting slowed down. That is what it feels like. So when we cover Xenoblade X on the channel, while we could technically do it in 60 FPS, I'd probably do it in 30 FPS anyway, just for like the assurance that I can always hit 30 FPS, as opposed to only sometimes hitting 60 FPS. I'd set it to 60 and settle for it going down to like 50 or 55 sometimes if the game speed wasn't tied to the FPS. But as I found out in testing, the game speed is tied to the FPS, so that's unfortunate. So that's unfortunate there. I had no idea that Xenoblade Chronicles X's game speed was tied to the FPS until I started experimenting with that. And, you know, during the times that I was hitting a solid 60, the game felt like hella smooth and stuff. I mean, even during the times that I was hitting like freaking 50 or 55, like the way the game played was still very smooth, and the way that it looked was very smooth and visually appealing, but it was slower because the game speed was tied to the FPS. Yeah, it reminds you of the OG Dark Souls 1 PC port. I heard about that. Want to see Bidoof say yup, and Sableye say wah and HD 60 FPS, and BHD if there's an Explorers DX, but it might not be 60 FPS. A lot of Switch games run at 30 FPS. A lot of Wii U games ran at 30 FPS, like Xenoblade Chronicles X did, as I've been finding out recently. It has 60 FPS mod, and it turns out the 60 FPS mate, so it jumps in and rolls across less distances? Weird. Very strange. Whee! Away we go. Like, I'm pretty sure when we most recently streamed Dark Souls 2, I showed a little bit of what I was working on when it came to getting Xenoblade Chronicles X working on the channel. I could show a little bit of my progress since then. The game looks better since then. They were like, the day was too bright and the night was too dark for whatever reason on Semu. Turns out somebody made a mod that fixes that, and I installed it and got that working. But when it comes to playing it in 60 FPS, it's like weird. It's weird, and I could show it. I could show what that's like here. Because, yeah, I got it in a state where I can boot it up from my PC whenever the heck I want just fine, which is really nice and convenient. So when we do eventually cover it, I'll do it on PC. But, let's see here. Let's see here. So if we, where's my thing? So let's go ahead and hit this. And I'm gonna have to, like, game capture here in a hot second. Is what I'll have to do. Move this to the other window. So, I should have it set to 30 FPS right now, I believe. I'm gonna mute my emulator for a hot second. But this is what I've been working on lately. Is the case. Let's see here. If I set this properly. If I set this up properly. This is what 30 FPS looks like when I boot it up here. And this is running on my PC rather than my actual Wii U. Which is so nice and convenient, considering I could just, like, boot it up from my PC and not have to worry about, like, things. A couple cars got real, and he pulls at his shakes name Mudkip, and the team is literally... That's definitely a team name and a half there. Like, this is 30 FPS what the game would run at natively on a Wii U, for example. And, though it is slightly better graphics than it would run on the Wii U, because we have, like, a whole bunch of shaders, and it's 1080p rather than 720p. So, like, the graphics are a bit better than you'd actually get on the Wii U, and which... you know, can help doing the world of Xenoblade Chronicles X justice, because the world of Xenoblade Chronicles X is a very, very beautiful world. But right now, this is what 30 FPS looks like. And, like, just the regular game speed, assuming I am hitting 30 FPS. Let me check here. Let me just double check. Yeah, this is 30 FPS. Sometimes it's randomly going to, like, 29, but otherwise this is yeah, it's a really cool world. This is 30 FPS, and this is what it looks like, and this is your run speed and such. Like, you can go through the world decently fast. But if I go into settings and I change it to 60 FPS, for example. So let's see here, and we turn on 60 FPS, so that'll close it, and then I boot it up again. If I go ahead and do that, meanwhile, there's just Assassin's Creed Rogue that's just chilling there like that. Let's see here, I'm gonna go ahead and full screen this. And then we go ahead and set it to the right thing. When it loads up, there we go. So this is 60 FPS, and I can look on my gamepad view screen to tell you like how much FPS it's actually hitting each time. It still says 30. I swear I set this to 60. Graphic packs. Is it just crashing the moment I turn it on? What? I've gotten this going during 60 FPS before. Maybe you just have to take my word for it. Maybe you just have to take my word for it. It's just immediately crashing when I turn on the 60 FPS setting, and I don't know why. I've had this working before. Why is it not doing that? Maybe it's conflicting with something else. If I turn off like performance resolution, then turn on 60 FPS, it doesn't like it. I don't know why it doesn't like it. Let's see here. Maybe I gotta do it while the game's not open. Like, hold on. If I do file exit, but this. I have the Semu launch with this tied to booting up the game in a different software. It can handle it. I've done it before. I don't know why it's being weird today. Anytime I change any setting, it's just crashing. Maybe it doesn't like it while I'm streaming. I don't know why. I've been doing some streaming onto my alternate Steam account, my just dummy account that I stream to for testing things. What if I turn off anything? What if I turn off fancy effects? It doesn't crash there. Oh, now I turned on 60 FPS. There we go. There we go. Now we restart it. Don't know why it was weird. BRB, something came up again already. Okay, now I should have... yeah, now 60 FPS is enabled. I don't know why I was crashing with that before. But anyway, let's see here. Let's see here. If we go ahead and set game capture to the right thing. Properties, and then set it to this thingamabob. Let's see here. Let's see here. So, if I have a look at my gamepad view, this is apparently 40 FPS right now. It might not like me playing AC Rogue right now. This is apparently 40 right now. So it's like, it can be smooth, but it's slower. Also, this usually got on the title screen. It was usually 60. I don't know. Maybe I have a whole bunch of things running on my computer right now that make it not want to hit that. But this is attempting 60 FPS right now. According to my gamepad view, this is about 50 to 52 FPS. So like, it's smooth. It is oh, there was a little bit of lag right there. But it's mostly smooth. It's just slow. So like, compared to the running speed we had before, it's like I'm running through water. Compared to it before. Like, this is apparently 49, 47 FPS according to gamepad view right now. So it's like moving the camera and doing things. It's smoother, but it's slower. So that sucks. Because while my graphics card is really good, my freaking CPU and my motherboard's pretty alright. It's not anything too crazy, but my CPU isn't exactly the best. So even though my graphics card is really good, and it would be, imagine a world where a graphics card could just handle everything about a game. I was so confused when Shay wasn't moving. It's because I still have this Xbox controller that we'll be using for AC Unity on PC for the next game in this series. Ugh. But we're using the Switch controller for him here. So that's essentially what's going on with Xenoblade Chronicles and game speed being tied to FPS. Like, I haven't read anywhere that, you know, game speed is tied to FPS or heard that from anywhere, but I can feel it, you know? So when the day comes that we do cover Xenoblade Chronicles X on the channel, my testing has shown me that unless I replace like my CPU first or something like that, that we're probably going to be playing the game in 30 FPS rather than 60, because I'll set it to 60 and it'll run at like 50, which is still pretty good and way smoother than 30. But because the game speed is tied to the FPS, it feels like I'm playing, like, through water. Like, I just feel the slowdown, you know? So, it doesn't feel very, very good.